What is going on, everyone? Today I'm going to show you on how to fly a DGI Phantom 3 drone. You're going to need, of course, your drone and the controller, and you're going to need one of your phone. So let's get into this. To first get started, you're going to want to turn on your controller first and then your drone. It's easier to do that, and then it will sync up right. So first, you want to make sure it's all the way, but for this video, it's only 2. And then for here, it's going to say press once and then hold for 2 seconds. So you're going to want to hold and then 1, 2. And then it'll make a little noise and the camera move. And then whatever phone you're using, you're going to want to go, oh, not there. You're going to want to go to your settings. You're going to want to go to your Wi-Fi. And it'll come up Phantom. That's what the drone is. So mine's the Phantom 3. And it'll come up. And it should connect. And then you're going to want to go to your DGI Go app. That's where your camera is. If it'll load. And then it'll bring up the view of what your camera looks like. Alright, so now that you have everything started, you're going to want to, so this is what your camera's going to look like. I'm going to have it right here. So you're going to hit, it's going to say ready go, but just to make sure that the GPS works, you're going to hit ready go, and it's going to say compass calibrate. That's going to make sure the drone comes back and everything, make sure everything's working right. So you're going to want to start compass. Now you're going to want to put the controller down and grab the drone. It's going to tell you to turn the drone 360 degrees one way, like this. And then it will change. So you're going to want to turn the drone like this. And once it goes away, it's calibrated. So now we're going to get into the flight. Alright, so now that we have everything set up, you're going to see the camera view. And on here you're going to see, a little arrow button that shows up. You're going to want to click that, and it's going to say slide to takeoff. So you want to make sure you slide that, and the drone will move by itself. Just like that. Now since you probably can hear it. So now that you have everything set up, now you can continue to fly. So when you're looking at the controller here, I'll show you. To go up, you use this to go up, down, and to turn it, you go this way for one way. You'll see it on the drone. And then that for the other way. And then if you want to go left and right, you go right, left, backwards, forward. So now that you know all the controls, now you can start flying. So now I'm going to go up a little bit, and I'm going to take my drone out for a little ride. And this is what the camera footage is going to look like, you know. So yes, and you're going to need a license for it. So if you want a drone like this, you're going to need an FFA license, I don't know. Something like that. So now I'm sitting here flying it. Now one of your laws says you have to keep in sight. It's not even close. So we're able to get through it. I'm able to see my drone. So that's one of the laws, is you have to keep it in line of sight. I can clearly view it. And if I'm like, oh, I don't feel like looking at the drone from here, and I want to look at the camera, I'll just look at the camera, and the sun is beating in the eyes. And now I'm just gonna go fly around. So at this point, if you're flying it around, you're like, oh, like I don't trust myself flying at home. You don't need to worry about that. Right there where it showed the landing button and the takeoff button, there's gonna be a little arrow that's with a circle and an H in it. That's the return home button. So all you need to do is like, all right, I hit that, and it's gonna say slide over. And without me touching anything, I'm not touching anything, you can see the drone turning around, and it's coming right back to me. So with all that being done, you can see the drone, it is coming back. Well, at least on here you can see it. Now, there's a little red X button, so that's if you want to cancel it. So if you to cancel it and you just let it go, so if we're going to do that, it's going to say auto landing, you hit cancel, and it just hovers. Now, if you think you're going to crash, so here I'll show you on the camera on here. So if you think you're driving around, you're like, oh, I don't feel like driving. It's like, and then you quick let go, it's not like going to drop, it's just going to hover. So I'm going to land it myself, just for the heck of it. And that's the return home button. So, and actually, you know what, I'll just do the return. So I just hit the return home or land button. So now, since it's already home, it already knows where the home is at. It's going to be landing. It does take slower than what it normally is, but it doesn't really matter. It's better than, you know, trying to either kill yourself or something like that. Well, not kill yourself, but. So now you can hear it and see it on the footage. That is me. And make sure you don't see any cars coming. Make sure that it's going to land and everything. You want to make sure everything goes as right as possible. And you can see it right behind me. And you're not going to be able to see it land, but you might. No. And it automatically turns the propellers off for you. So if you're a more advanced and you know how to fly drones, there are much more, you're able to do a different type of. So, let's say you already know how to fly it. Here, let's turn this. If you know how to fly your drone, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to do auto landing, and you want to turn the propellers off on yourself, you just take the two sticks, and you're going to want to towards them into each other like that, and it turns the propellers off. It doesn't go up, it just turns them on for you. And if you are doing this, and you just want to turn it off, you hold the right stick all the way down, and it turns the propellers off for you. Alright guys, that concludes this tutorial on how to fly a drone. I hope this helps you, and I'll see you next time.